Salakia for the interruption. So I did a part two of this lesson, and this part two of this lesson is about for there is a time in the season, and as I was mentioning in part one of my sit down lesson about there's a time in the season. As I was reading the article about United States holding $10 billion of funds of from the Iranian nation, for the Iranian people. I believe that $10 billion really, the funds really goes to them for their economics, I believe. And this is the time of season that we are living in. Like the scripture says, the second woe is past. Behold, the third woe coming quickly. There should be upwards of the people. So we're living in a time of in a season of prophecies being fulfilled, and prophecies are coming to pass, and more pending prophecies coming ahead as well too in these last days. So back to far as United States and this nuclear deal thing, I expect to see they not getting to a deal. I believe they still far ways apart from this nuclear deal, and they trying to revive it. But I highly doubt it at the moment right now that they'll try to revive the nuclear deal. Because like I mentioned before, like part one of my sit down lesson, which is for there's a time in the season, and I was mentioning that because you still got Iran is heavily pressuring the United States to not get back into the 2015 of the revival of the nuclear deal with Iran, and you gotta look at it. That's still like a sign of bullying. It was already enough that the United States is using economic sanctions on Iran because they was doing nuclear capability, and they was doing heavily economic sanctions on them. Now the United States have $10 billion of Iranian funds supposedly be going to the Iranian nation and their people and everything like that. So, this is a time of the season of everything is getting real serious, and prophecies are coming to pass, and more pending prophecies come to pass as well too, and more pending prophecies are coming as well too. And you're seeing current prophecies are right before our eyes as well too. So, and I'm going to bring it out again for edification's sake, referred to as the article I was reading about, United States unable to block the frozen funds of the $10 billion, which is supposed to be the economic funds supposed to be going to the Iranian people for their economy and everything like that. But the United States refused to, and then you still got Israel tell the United States to back off the nuclear deal. The revived 2015 nuclear deal talks, which, is far from apart from each other in that sort. And, Israel still feels like Iran is a threat to the world, and Iran is a threat to the United States and Israel, and the spokesperson of Israel mentioning that, So, these are the signs of the times that we are living in. And this is a time in the season that we are living in of biblical prophecies, more chariot sightings, more upwars of the people, perilous times, rumors of wars. The second war is past. Behold, the third war coming quickly. All these different things going on in the world constantly and consistently. So, but, I just wanted to bring out this article, right here about, the United States refused to release $10 billion of frozen funds for Iran, So, hey, this is the time of the season that we're living in. It's biblical prophecies. Expect to see more biblical prophecies come as well too, and more prophecies you see right before your eyes as well too. So, with that, I would say I would like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, Apostle Great Millstone, preaching his word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Shalom to Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And shalom to Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom. And, like I mentioned again, of part 2 of the sit down lesson for edification's sake, and this is a time in the season where, we're living in biblical prophecy times, which is coming to pass. And you're seeing more upcoming pending prophecies coming as well, too. And there's more to come. So with that, I will say shalom.